Okay, today we're going to get started on the F10 basement plan and the first floor plan. Some of you may already have the basement plan, so you might move on to the first floor plan. To do this, to get started, in your elevation, make sure you have a couple of different things here. So I've already pulled up some drawings that we need to have open. So here is the first floor. So if we look at this is a section, so we're seeing inside the house, and that's at 0 feet, 0 inches. So you're going to make sure that in Revit, you've got your first floor, and it's at 0 feet, 0 inches. If you haven't created that, you would go to Level, you would click and drag. Okay, and then our basement slab is at -9. So what we're going to do is go over to basement, and we're going to change it to -9. Okay. So you're going to make sure you have both of those things. And to start off, what we're going to do is the way that foundation walls work is they draw from the top and you connect them with a depth. So we want to go down to the basement. So we'll start on the first floor and go down to the basement, even though we're going to work on the basement plan. So I'm going to go from the first floor, and I went and created everything. You should have all 4 of these different levels. And we're going to choose wall. And you would choose a foundation concrete, 12-inch, edit the type. You would duplicate it, call it 10-inch concrete, and then make sure you edit and change the thickness to 10 inches. I've already gone through and done that, so I'm not going to do that now. But once you do it, you should have a 10-inch concrete right there. So now for our depth, remember we're going down since it's a foundation. We want to go down to the basement. And we want our finish face to be exterior. And that will allow us to draw from face to face. So right here is where we got the 10-inch concrete walls. So I'm going to start around this corner. So I'm going to go 10 feet, up 4, 5.5, and 16. So just anywhere to begin. And you'll notice that I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing because I'm actually drawing below this level. So if I go to my basement plan, there's my wall that I couldn't see. I'm going to right click and create similar, and they'll have the same constraints. So that was 10. Let me go back up. Sorry, I know this is confusing. Go back up to my first floor, and let's see if I can turn on my underlay here. Then maybe I can see everything. There we go. So underlay will allow you to see what's underneath so you can draw. So now I'm going to be on the first floor with my underlay on basement. Okay, so I'm going to right click on my wall, create similar, so I have all the same constraints. That was 10, so I need to go up 4, 5.5, which is from this top corner. Four space 5 space 1/2. 16, down 4, 5.5. Should be lining up. Over 12. Down 18, 5.5. And I might have some editing to do from the way this looks like it's drawing. Okay. So what we need to do is kind of go through and check her measurements now that we have the wall drawn. And the way to do that is with dimensioning. So you're going to go to annotate and aligned. And this little space from, we want to make sure we're on not center line, wall faces, from this face, and it highlights blue, over to this face should be 10. Good. When you're dimensioning, you want to make sure they stay in the same string. Revit has a lock option, which is pretty useful if you don't want anything to change when you're moving around walls. So it's good to lock it if you know that it's correct. So next one would be from here to here, and lock it. We've got a few more. I'm going to go ahead and dimension everything that I see on this sheet. So I've got my 10 here. My 18, 5.5. You want to make sure they're on the same string so they line up. Check. Some of the other ones I can't do because they're referencing windows, so I'll be able to do that in just a minute when I put my windows in. So I'll put that there, lock it, and then we've got another 10-inch dimension over here. And let's see, I've got my 4, 5.5 right here, same string, lock it. And I'm going to press modify. I'm going to show you how to move this around. So on that 10, what we're going to do is click on your 10. We've got this little gripper. Kind of grip it and move it so it's like out of the way so you can read everything. There. Okay, now we are done with that. So we're going to make sure you're saving it. You want to save in your F10 folder. And you want to make sure you call it, you should already have it saved, but make sure you're saving it correctly.